Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer. This is A Country Life, and it is 9:20. The day it's been moving along at a pretty quick clip so far, just kind of getting all of our morning things done. I've been doing a little bit of a house tidy, just kind of here and there. We did a hot tub sit. We had some breakfast. What else did we do this morning, Peter? Just kind of general morning things. Anyway, I am in basically the messiest room of the house right now, which is what we call our school room. And it's messy because we're switching bedrooms around. So currently the boys are sleeping out here. We have 3 boys and a girl still at home with us. And yes, this Peter has his mattress there and Joe's got his mattress there. And it's just been, and let me turn. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff everywhere right now. Peter just finished up with his math, and so he's ready for me to correct with him. So we're going to do that. And what else, Peter?
Do reading.
That's true. Do reading. I've got a lot on my plate for today. A few things, though, require internet, and AT&T is down. They were saying this morning on the news it was supposed to be the county north of us. It's supposed to be the county north of us. But when I went to log on, it is, I don't know, it's flashing something. We use a cellular hotspot for our entire house of Wi-Fi. So anyway, that's down. And I needed to print labels to ship off cookbooks. And I have to put together taxes. And I had to print off a couple of contracts for some brand deals that I have going. I can't do any of it right now. So we're gonna have to find some other things to do, which won't be hard. I am working on sourdough. I'm going to be making my first loaf of sourdough. It's probably not gonna happen in this video because when I was reading about it this morning, it looks like it's like a 24-hour process to get from the beginning to the end of a loaf of sourdough. And then what else? Oh, I also have I did a crock pot, a 7-quart crock pot full with chicken bone broth yesterday, so I want to get that canned up today. We're going to be making some steaks on the Blackstone tonight, so lots going on here today. All right, math is all done. Just for the homeschoolers out there, right, currently this year with Peter, I'm using Saxon Math. I've used lots and lots of different math curriculums over the years, and I think there's a lot of really good ones out there. It really just depends, I think, between the parent teaching and the child, whatever works best for that combination. And sometimes it is a computer math, and sometimes it is a textbook version works better. Sometimes just a work text, more of a individual sort of workbook. There are a number of curriculums out there where they just focus on one small topic, like maybe just fractions or maybe just decimals, and it can be used with a wide range or a wide age group of kids. Anyway, you just have to kind of see what works for you. Math is done. I am moving on. Laundry is not going to wash itself. It has been very, very packed with activity lately, and this is all the laundry I have to do. Full load, full load. That's going to be a double load right there. Full load and full load. So, do you think I can get through 6? No, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 loads of laundry today. I'm not sure. But that does bring me to today's video sponsor. EarthBreeze Eco Sheets contain concentrated laundry detergent in a dissolvable sheet. EarthBreeze really eliminates that need for all of those big jugs. It makes laundry day easier for you, but it's also easier on the planet. And they have already donated over 100 million loads of laundry to those in need. One thing that I can say, if you guys need to know a little bit about me, it is that I loathe recycling. Now, before you give me hate comments below on recycling, I don't mind. I actually quite like reducing my use of products. I like to reuse things. I am the queen of saving Ziploc bags and Cool Whip containers and repurposing all the things. But I do not like recycling. And there's a whole list of reasons why, and this is not the place to get into all of those reasons, but that is one thing that has sold me on these EarthBreeze sheets. 2 months ago when Earth Breeze reached out to me. They sent me 1 packet. Each envelope does up to 60 loads. As soon as I was done using those, I went on and I signed up for the subscription. I absolutely love them. There's a couple things. One, I love that I don't have the great big bulky laundry soap. I always felt like there was a lot of extra products in laundry soap anyway, and I always thought, you know, is it actually rinsing out? What all is in my laundry soap? I didn't know. Using these has been just a breath of fresh air because they're so easy. Here's what you do. They just come in this little packet like this, very compact. The laundry sheets look just like this here. Little dissolvable laundry sheet. They easily just tear in half. So the recommendation is a half a sheet for a medium load, a full sheet for a large load, and 1.5 sheets for an extra large load. If you have a top load washer, you put it right into the drum. If you have a washing machine that has the little pull-out drawer like I do, I just fold these just like that, and I tuck them in there just like that, close it up, and I will hit start and wash away. Earth Breeze fights everyday stains and odors, giving you an amazing clean every single time. The scent is very gentle, just fresh and clean, not overly perfumey. To try Earth Breeze Eco Sheets for yourself, go to earthbreeze.com/acountrylife to get started with 40% off. That's earthbreeze.com/acountrylife for 40% off your subscription. And if Earth Breeze doesn't end up being the 2024 product of your dreams, just let them know it's not for you and get a full refund, no questions asked. Thank you so much to Earth Breeze for sponsoring today's video. Laundry is going now. I do have a load in the dryer that I have to get out. This is the clean laundry. Smells fresh, smells clean. So if we want to keep this laundry thing going, I am going to have to get this stuff folded. What I like to do is to get the laundry folded as it's coming out of the dryer, so we can just kind of keep everything moving along rather than having a ton of loads at night. I'm not totally against folding a bunch of laundry at night, like sitting down, maybe watching a YouTube video or watching some dry bar or watching the news, but I would prefer to just fold it right now and have my evenings free. So yesterday I made a really giant pot of chicken and wild rice soup. That is in cookbook number 1 on page 10. We do a soup supper at church, and anyway, I had signed up for this for yesterday. So they usually have 3 or 4 different soups and then bread. And we do pray the Stations of the Cross beforehand, and then after we have a soup supper. Because I started with a whole chicken for that. And so then yesterday, I had my crock pot set on something like 16 hours. I just filled it up. I put some peppercorns, a good shake, probably like 2 teaspoons of salt, as well as a couple of bay leaves, and then just the chicken bones and chicken skin and all the scraps.
Yeah,
4 girls and mother.
Yeah. 5. Little Lemon would be fun.
Yeah. We'll get this jarred up, and then I'm going to pressure can this. I'm completely out of chicken stock. I do have turkey downstairs. I don't use turkey quite as often, but I definitely have turkey stock. But I just wanted to have some chicken stock on hand because it's just a good thing to have. And this is very, very flavorful. It's just chickeny goodness. I pulled up my pressure canner. You always want to pressure can when you're dealing with a meat stock, and I'm going to get that. Can I do that? Hold on to the camera and that at the same time. So I'm going to get that onto my large burner and get the bone broth or chicken stock, whatever you guys want to call it. I ended up with 4 quarts. and a pint. Pints only have to go for 20 minutes, but when you're combining, you want to go for the longest amount of time necessary, which quarts is 25 minutes. And for me, it's 10 pounds of pressure. And it's always a good idea, if you haven't done this in a while with your pressure canner, to just inspect the gasket, make sure there aren't any tears, cuts, cracks, anything like that. So I did that. I'm going to get this on here, and then you have to turn it onto high heat and let it steam and vent for 10 minutes. Lunch today is going to be, I have a little bit, can you guys even tell what that is? A little bit of cream chicken, boiling up some rotini. Peter just sliced up some sausage, that's venison sausage. And then I have a little bit of soup left from church last night. So I have another jar like this out in the fridge. So I think between all of that, I have a whole variety of things up here I could toast up for whoever wants to have cream chicken over toast. So my timer just went off for the canner, and it's really important with a canner that you don't move it once the timer goes off and you turn off the heat. You want to just let it be, let it cool down, let the pressure come down before you try to either take the gauge off or take the weight off if you have that style of canner, or open it. You don't want to do any of those things. You just want to let it cool down and depressurize on its own. Never ever a quick release. Like the electric pressure cookers that we've been using, the Instant Pots, all the different brands that are out there now, those you can do quick releases. They're set for that. These are not. So just let it be, let it cool down, and then once it's cooled down, you can take the weight off and take the jars out. I'm taking a peek at my sourdough. It does not appear that it has gotten up to its peak rise here. Basically what you're kind of looking for is for it to have, and maybe it has actually, because it doesn't really have a rounded top to it. It looks a little bit kind of like a flatter top surface. I'm just kind of taking a peek at it and trying to figure out at what point I'm going to start trying to bake my first loaf of bread. First load of laundry is done, and it's all these heavy jeans. But yes, smells fresh, smells clean. At this point now, I'm going to give a try making some sourdough muffins. This is actually just a blueberry muffin recipe, but I was kind of thinking about it, and I think that the kids would probably prefer chocolate chip muffins. So I'm going to use this blueberry recipe, but I'm going to put chocolate chips in. So rather than use a whole teaspoon of cinnamon, I'm just using just a little sprinkling, because I do like that flavor of chocolate and cinnamon together. I just didn't want quite as much. So here's what I have. I have like 2 cups of flour in here, along with, what else do I have in here? A half teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons baking powder, and a half teaspoon of baking soda, and probably a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. I just have that all mixed up. Over in this bowl, I have a 1/2 cup of sourdough. You can use sourdough, like active sourdough or sourdough discard. It says it doesn't matter either way. I also have in here 1 stick of butter, which is 8 tablespoons melted, a teaspoon of vanilla, and then 2 eggs. So you mix those ingredients minus the eggs, mix it all up, and then add the eggs one by one. They need to be room temperature, and then just stir until it's very well mixed. At this point, I'm going to add the dry ingredients into the wet. And just kind of stir that around. I should get my oven preheated to 425. So I'm just stirring this until everything is mixed. And it is pretty thick batter. Pretty thick. And we're going to do 1 cup of chocolate chips. We'll mix that, fold that in. All right, it says that it makes 12, so I'm just going to divide this up between 12 muffin cups here. This is very thick, not really like most muffin batters that I'm familiar with. This almost feels a little bit more cookie dough-like. Let me show you. It almost seems a little bit more cookie dough-like. What it says here is that these have to bake at 425 for 5 to 6 minutes, then drop the oven temperature down to 350 and bake for an additional 13 to 15 minutes. All right, it's been a little over 30 minutes here. It just had its 30-minute rest, which is so that the flour can hydrate with the water. Just a minute. Those are pretty. Very, very pretty looking muffins. Okay, now remember, this is my very first time, and I am just showing you what I'm doing for the very first time. I don't know if this is going to turn out, but it said here to stretch and fold it. Bring it to the middle. Turn it a quarter turn. Stretch and fold. Stretch and fold. Stretch and fold. That was called 1 round of a stretch and fold. I'm going to cover it, set the timer for another 30 minutes. And in 30 minutes, I will do another stretch and fold. I've been just letting the canner sit. This whole time it's already after 3. Yes, it's also time for me to do another pull and stretch, or fold and stretch, or stretch and fold. There we go, that's what it's called. So anyway, there's the chicken stock, and here's what's left of the 12 muffins. These are delicious. Peter likes them, I like them, Maria likes them, Warren likes them. I just took a little glass of milk and a muffin out to Warren, and yeah, he was very thankful to get that. So they were delicious. Okay, this is going to be my last stretch and fold here. The next direction says that I should cover this with a lid, a damp towel, or plastic wrap, and I should this is going to be called the bulk ferment, and it's going to take anywhere from 6 to 12 hours. Sourdough chocolate chip are very quickly going away. And look at this. It is time to make some supper. And I am so close here to getting all of the laundry done. Although, look, okay, let's see. We have to fold those, transfer over those, and this is going to be 2 loads. I don't think I'm going to get them all done tonight. I mean, I could if I really focused, but I don't feel like it. So supper tonight is beef steaks on the Blackstone. Warren made those, and then we're just having some salad, just little bits, canned food from the pantry, peaches, black olives, pork and beans, and then I just had some buns that I wanted to use up. I buttered them, put them under the broiler to have kind of like little toast. I didn't even put garlic salt. Sometimes I do that, but I didn't even do that tonight. Maria must be hungry tonight. That's good to see. Well, good morning. We're going to keep the video rolling here. Let me just tell you about, I found these. I'll backtrack. I had a towel on my head in a video and it was falling off. And someone said about these hair wraps. Anyway, I happened to go to Goodwill like the day or two later. Something is funny about my... And lo and behold, a brand new package. I think this brand was called something like Threshold. I can't remember. There was a dark pink and a light pink in that for $1.99. So I picked them up, gave one to Maria. I've been using this one and we absolutely love them. They're very absorbent. They absorb all the water, make it a whole lot easier to dry the hair. Okay, so we're keeping this rolling. I came out here because I was going to continue with laundry. Look at what is in my way here. We have power drive supersized. Okay, charging. So I'm going to get that moved. And here was the scoop from yesterday. I got all the way through to the first load of towels. I did not fold this load. It just plopped in front because it was late and I was working on taxes last night, my business taxes. Warren already has our personal done, and so he's waiting on me and I am dragging my feet. There's a load of towels. Here's a load of towels. Don't worry, I am not going to wash the extension cord. That looks like Peter must have brought out two. I don't know what was going on there. And we have a lot of laundry to put away, except I have not been making the boys really put their laundry away because since we're moving the bedrooms, their dressers are out in the garage. And even though we're getting beautiful weather these days, it's still cold. And so rather than them have to run out into the garage all the time, I just let them keep their laundry piles here and they just keep working off of their laundry piles. It's working fine. The hanging clothes are starting, some of this is worn in mine here. I have to put away these three things, but otherwise it's starting to kind of fill up there too because we have everything out of the closets. And so yeah, they pretty much just cycle between these same few shirts for church. And it's going to be a while before we get to working on Peter and Joe's room because there's just a lot right now that has been like pulling Warren away and just a lot.
Doing it today.
Oh, Peter just told me that Warren is going to be working on the bedroom today, I guess. Where's Dad right now?
Looking at the marsh.
Oh, he's down checking on the marsh. Okay, checking water and stuff like that. So I guess he's going to be back and he's going to be working on the bedroom. Yes, Joe. They're coming over for a fish fry tonight. I'm probably going to end the video at some point before we start getting ready for the fish fry, but we are going to be having another fish fry tonight. We tried to do that during Lent, and some years we're better at it than others. Sometimes we're like, oh, we just want to go out for fish. But this year, Warren is determined. He's like, we are having a fish fry every single Friday. So tonight is week 2, and we already have some fish thawing. And let's see, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 5 people confirmed that they're coming over. I haven't heard from everybody, but we'll see. I wanted to share with you my sourdough loaf that I made here today. Wow, is that a time-intensive thing to do. It started yesterday morning with feeding my starter, feeding it. I don't know if there's any other word to say with that, but anyway. And here we are finally this afternoon, and we have a loaf of bread. I was not able to really do the filming process of the steps because honestly we had 3 extra friends over here today. That gets kind of loud, and then on top of that I was also still working on taxes, which I believe I have my portion done, and I just really was not up to putting the camera in my face while I was doing taxes. So anyway, here's how it turned out. I had to preheat the oven for a full hour with my Dutch oven in it, and then you bring it out and you transfer the bread over, put the pinched side down, and bake it with the cover on, then take the cover off. And it did say 15 to 25 minutes. This was 15 minutes, and it's plenty dark. You can see even the bottom, I would say, is actually burnt. We can just pick that part off, though. I haven't sliced it, but let's do that right now. Oh boy. Okay, that is tough. There we go. All right, let's look at it. Looks good. Looks like what I thought it should look like. Have some holes in it. Would you come take a bite of the sourdough? Because I have no idea if this tastes good or not. I would take off of that end where
Looks good.
where it's not so burnt.
It's very good.
Is that what sourdough is supposed to taste like? It tastes kind of sour.
Tastes very good. You're not getting this piece back.
He just said I can't have that piece back. All right, it has the sourdough flavor. I think that's the flavor we were going for. And that's gonna be it. Remember, check out the first link in the description box below if you're interested in the Earth Breeze Eco Sheets. They're great, I love them. All right, Maria wants me to cut her a piece too, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.
Why does it look like it has mold on it?
That's flour, that's not mold.
Oh.